Before you reply, read this, The Philosophy of Valuing Yourself First. A practical philosophy perspective on emotional strength and self-worth. Welcome back to Practical Philosophy, where we explore the profound truths that shape our lives and empower us to live authentically. Thank you for joining me again today. If you're new here, welcome to our growing community of thinkers and seekers. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you find value in our discussions. It helps us reach more people who, like you, are on a journey to self-discovery and fulfillment. Let me ask you something. Have you ever felt a rush of excitement when a message pops up on your phone? Especially from someone you've been hoping to hear from? Perhaps your heart skips a beat. Maybe you start imagining where this could lead. But before you allow that feeling to sweep you away, let's pause for a moment and reflect. What does this contact really mean? Is it worth the emotional weight you're already giving it? Human connections are fascinating and, at times, utterly consuming. But here's the truth, not every message, call, or gesture holds the significance we think it does. And too often, we allow these small moments to dictate how we feel about ourselves, our worth, and our relationships. So today, I want to take you on a journey. One where we uncover the traps of overvaluing initial contact, the importance of boundaries, and the beauty of staying grounded in your individuality. Along the way, we'll peel back the layers of human psychology and expose the unconscious habits that often undermine our best intentions. More importantly, we will explore how to break free from these patterns and embrace a life of emotional freedom and self-awareness. The illusion of initial contact. Picture this, it's a quiet evening, and your phone buzzes. Hey, how have you been? Simple words, right? But your mind immediately begins spinning scenarios. Does he miss me? Is he thinking about me? Could this mean something more? Stop. Take a breath. Initial contact, no matter how thrilling it feels, is just that, a beginning. A gesture. A spark. It's not a guarantee of anything deeper. And this is where many of us falter. We've been taught, often subconsciously, that attention from someone else validates our worth. Society whispers, if he's reaching out, it must mean you're special. But let's be real. A text takes seconds to type. A call is just a tap of a button. The true value lies not in the initial contact but in what follows. Is there consistency? Respect? Shared values? That's where the story truly begins to unfold. Let me tell you about my friend Sarah. She met someone who seemed interested, texting her daily at first. But soon, those texts became sporadic, his attention fleeting. Sarah poured her energy into interpreting every message, hoping to find meaning where there was none. She built castles in the air, only to watch them crumble when his actions failed to match her expectations. Sound familiar? That's the danger of overvaluing contact. The psychological trap of validation. And here lies a deeper truth. Our tendency to assign meaning to fleeting actions is a reflection of deeper psychological patterns. The need to feel validated, chosen, or worthy often stems from insecurities we've carried for years. These feelings might originate in childhood, shaped by moments where attention, or the lack of it, seemed to define our value. Recognizing this helps us detach from the present moment and see it as it truly is, neutral. Without the layers of meaning we're tempted to pile on. But here's where it gets trickier. These patterns are not only personal, they are cultural. We live in a world that glorifies external validation. Social media amplifies this need, rewarding likes, shares, and comments as tokens of approval. It's no wonder that we often confuse attention with affection, or contact with connection. Here's a question for you. How many times have you checked your phone? Not because you needed to, but because you were seeking a dopamine hit from a notification. It's addictive, isn't it? Yet, this cycle conditions us to place undue importance on moments of contact, forgetting that true connection is far deeper and requires mutual effort. The unseen power of boundaries. Now, let's shift gears and talk about something equally important: boundaries. Boundaries, the unsung heroes of healthy relationships. They're not just about saying no to others, they're about saying yes to yourself. Yet, when someone's attention feels intoxicating, how easy it is to let those boundaries slip. You agree to things you're uncomfortable with. You tolerate behavior that clashes with your values. And before you know it, you've sent a silent signal: my needs are less important than your approval. Think about Emily, who started dating someone new. Early on, he asked her to meet late at night, despite knowing she had an important morning meeting. Wanting to seem easygoing, she said yes. But that one compromise set a pattern. Over time, Emily's boundaries blurred, and she began to resent not just him but herself for allowing it to happen. Boundaries aren't walls to keep people out, they're the framework that defines your worth. And here's the kicker: a man who truly values you will respect your boundaries. He'll see them not as obstacles but as insights into who you are. This isn't just about relationships. Boundaries reflect a fundamental principle of self-respect. When you uphold them, you're telling yourself, I am worthy of care, attention, and consistency. Conversely, compromising them whispers the opposite, and over time, these whispers can erode your confidence. Desperation, the quiet saboteur. Now, let's delve into a topic that hits closer to the heart: desperation. It's that quiet, gnawing feeling that urges you to respond instantly, to agree eagerly, to bend over backward for the chance of connection. Desperation isn't a weakness, it's a signal, a reminder of unmet needs, fears of rejection, or longing for validation. But here's the thing: acting from desperation shifts the power dynamic. It places your worth in someone else's hands. Have you ever noticed how desperation clouds judgment? You start overlooking red flags, accepting crumbs when you deserve the whole feast. Take a step back. Ask yourself, why do I feel the need to act now? What am I hoping to achieve? Often, the answer lies within, not in the interaction itself. Grounding yourself in self-worth changes everything. When you know your value, you're not rushing to respond or bending to fit someone else's mold. Instead, you engage with calm and intention, showing that your time and energy are precious. Desperation also thrives in the fertile soil of fear: fear of being alone, fear of missing out, fear of rejection. But here's the paradox: the more you act from fear, the more likely you are to create the very outcomes you dread. People sense desperation. It can repel the very connections you seek to build. The antidote? Self-awareness. When you identify the root of your fear, you can address it directly rather than letting it drive your actions. Assumptions, the stories we tell ourselves. And while we're on the subject of missteps, let's address assumptions. The stories we tell ourselves when someone reaches out. A simple, "How are you?" can morph into a narrative of interest, rekindling, or even manipulation, depending on our mindset. But assumptions are dangerous. They fill in gaps with our own insecurities, hopes, or fears, often leading to misunderstandings and unnecessary heartache. Here's a better approach: curiosity. Instead of assuming intentions, approach interactions with an open mind. What if, instead of wondering, "What does he want?" you asked, "What can I learn from this?" It's a subtle shift but one that protects your emotional energy and fosters genuine connection. Remember, clarity takes time. People reveal their intentions through actions, not words. Be patient. Watch. Listen. Assumptions also have roots in control. We want to predict outcomes, to prepare ourselves for what's ahead. But life, and people, are unpredictable. Letting go of assumptions isn't just about better interactions, it's about embracing the uncertainty of life with grace. Individuality, your greatest asset. Lastly, let's talk about the most precious thing you can offer in any relationship, your individuality. Your uniqueness is your power. It's what makes you irreplaceable. Yet, in the pursuit of connection, how often do we dim our light to fit into someone else's world? Maybe you laugh at jokes you don't find funny or downplay passions that make your heart sing. But here's the truth, relationships thrive when both individuals bring their authentic selves to the table. Don't trade your individuality for approval. The right person will cherish you for who you are, not who you pretend to be. Let me share Sophia's story. A talented musician. She fell for someone who showed little interest in her art. Wanting to connect, she minimized her passion, focusing instead on his interests. Over time, she felt lost, disconnected from herself and the relationship. It wasn't until she embraced her individuality, music and all, that she found not only herself but a partner who celebrated her uniqueness. And here's the deeper truth, individuality is not just about being unique, it's about being whole. When you honor your individuality, you're telling the world, and yourself, that you are enough. You're embracing both your strengths and your flaws, your passions and your fears. This wholeness is magnetic. It draws in connections that are authentic and meaningful. Thank you for spending your time with us here at Practical Philosophy. If this video resonated with you, please like, share, and subscribe. Your support means the world to us and helps keep these conversations going. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care and stay true to yourself. Until next time.